The phone vibrated on the nightstand, its harsh buzz cutting through the stillness of our dark bedroom like a blade through glass. I glanced at the glowing screen, her name lit up in bright white letters. Claire. My thumb hovered above the call, trembling as the clock blinked 2:47 a.m. She still hadn't come home. The air hung heavy, thick with the sour scent of my sweat and the fading trace of bourbon I'd sipped to dull the ache. I didn't pick up. Instead, I rose unsteadily, my bare feet cold against the hardwood as I moved to the front door. With a slow, deliberate twist, I turned the deadbolt. The click sounded final. She wasn't getting in tonight. Not after what I'd seen, her laughing with him, his fingers brushing her wrist, her head thrown back in a way I hadn't witnessed in years. Our home, once filled with warmth and shared dreams, felt like a tomb now. The living room sat cloaked in shadows, the couch sagging under the weight of unspoken fights and years of silence. I sank into it, clutching my phone, replaying the evening again and again. The bar had been dim, alive with clinking glasses and the low hum of chatter, but her laughter had pierced through it all. She was at a corner table with him, some guy from work, sharp jaw, easy charm. I had only gone to drop off the scarf she'd forgotten in the car. I didn't expect to see her leaning toward him, her fingers brushing his sleeve, her smile open and carefree, too carefree. I froze in the doorway, unseen. My heart pounded so loudly I thought someone might hear it. Before she noticed me, I turned and walked out, the scarf still draped over my arm like a noose. Now, in the quiet of the living room, I tried to reason it away. Maybe it was harmless. A work thing. Just drinks between colleagues. But that laugh, unguarded and free, the kind she used to share only with me, gnawed at my chest. The phone buzzed again. Claire. I let it ring, each vibration pulsing like an accusation. The half-empty bourbon bottle caught the moonlight from the window, glowing a dull amber. I poured another glass, the burn cutting down my throat but failing to drown the questions. Why was she still out? Why him? Why did it feel like my whole world was unraveling with every unanswered call? The first cracks had shown months ago, small, easy to ignore. Late nights at work. Deadlines, she'd said. Her tone sharp whenever I asked for details. It's just work, Tom, she'd insist, eyes darting away. I believed her because I wanted to. Because the alternative was too heavy to carry. Then came the texts, her phone lighting up at odd hours, her thumb quick to swipe them away. Just a group chat, she'd mumble, smiling tight, like someone holding their breath. I told myself it was stress. Her job was demanding. I was being paranoid. But tonight, seeing her with him, it all made sense. A puzzle I never wanted to complete had finally fallen into place. I started pacing, the floorboards creaking beneath me. The walls were lined with photographs, our wedding, her in white, me grinning like a fool who thought he'd won the world. Camping trips. Birthdays. Laughing faces frozen in time. Now every frame mocked me, a museum of a life I thought was ours. My chest ached, rage and grief clawing inside me. I wanted to call her, to scream, to demand answers. But what if she lied again? What if she didn't? The phone rang once more. I answered this time, my voice rough and low. Where are you, Tom? Her voice was soft, slurred, tinged with guilt and fear. I'm outside, she said. I forgot my key. Can you let me in? My grip tightened around the phone. She was here. My eyes darted to the door, still locked. You're drunk, I said flatly. A pause, then a weak laugh. Maybe a little. It was a long night. Work stuff, you know how it is. Work stuff. The words hit like a slap. That image flashed again, her leaning toward him, her hand on his arm. Who were you with, Claire? I asked. Another pause. The wind outside rattled the windows. Just people from the office. Why are you asking like that? My throat felt raw despite the bourbon. I saw you, I said quietly. At the bar. With him. Silence. It stretched so long I thought she'd hung up. Then a shaky breath. Tom, it's not what you think. Please, can you just open the door? My legs carried me to the window. I parted the curtain. There she was, standing on the porch, framed by the streetlight. Her hair messy, coat half-buttoned, phone pressed to her ear. She looked small. Vulnerable. But all I could see was her laughter, her touch, her smile meant for someone else. My hand hovered over the lock. I couldn't move. Tom, her voice cracked, I'm freezing. Please let me in. Why were you with him? I asked, my tone calm but trembling underneath. Why did you look at him that way? Like what? She shot back, defensive. You're being ridiculous. It was just drinks, you're blowing this out of proportion. Am I? I pressed my forehead to the cold glass, watching her shift uncomfortably. You haven't laughed like that with me in years. Her breath came quick and uneven. Tom, please, she said, softer now. I'm tired. I just want to come inside and talk. But I stayed still. My body heavy with everything unsaid. Who is he? I asked, my voice cracking. Nobody, she replied too fast. Just a coworker. Tom, you're scaring me. Open the door. I wanted to believe her, to God, I did, but the picture of her hand on his arm burned behind my eyes. Every excuse she'd ever given echoed in my head, the late nights, the texts, the growing distance. I turned the lock but didn't open the door. Tell me the truth, I said quietly. Or you're staying out there. Tom, don't do this. Her voice wavered, raw now. I love you. You know that. Do I? The words slipped out, bitter and sharp. I cracked the door open, just enough to see her face. Her mascara was smudged, her eyes wide and wet. She looked like the woman I'd married, and like a stranger at the same time. Then why were you with him? I asked. Why did you look happier with him than you've been with me in years? She stepped forward, reaching for the door, but I didn't let it move. It's not what you think, she said, her voice trembling. He's just easy to talk to. He listens. I didn't mean for it to look like anything. Didn't mean for what? I snapped, tightening my grip. What's going on, Claire? Just tell me. She turned her gaze away, twisting her hands together. The streetlight carved sharp shadows across her face, deepening the guilt etched there. Nothing's going on, she whispered. I swear. Then why can't you look at me? I stepped back, the door swinging open but keeping my distance. The cold air rushed in, biting at my skin. What aren't you telling me? Her eyes met mine, and for one brief second, I saw it, fear, shame, and something deeper. Something final. I kissed him, she said softly, almost inaudible. It was a mistake. It didn't mean anything. The world tilted. My breath caught like broken glass in my lungs. A mistake, I repeated, the word bitter on my tongue. You kissed him. I was drunk, she said quickly, stepping closer. It was stupid. I'm sorry, Tom. I love you. It won't happen again. I stumbled backward, my vision blurring. The room spun, the photos on the wall smearing into a haze of memories. Her voice, her apologies, they all sounded hollow. I saw her again, laughing, touching him, and now, her lips on his. Her body close to his. My knees gave out, and I caught the doorframe for balance. Get out, I whispered. Tom, please. Get out. I roared, the words tearing from somewhere deep and raw. She flinched, her face collapsing in tears, but I didn't care. The betrayal was alive in me now, clawing at my insides. All I could see was him. Her lies. Her excuses. I slammed the door, the sound cracking through the silence like a gunshot, then locked it again. Her sobs came muffled through the wood, each one sharper than the last. Tom, I'm sorry. Please, let's just talk. I love you. I slid down against the door, my hands over my face. The bourbon bottle glimmered under the moonlight, but I didn't reach for it. I didn't need to. The pain was enough, raw, scorching, consuming everything I thought I knew about us. The phone buzzed again. Her name flashed across the screen. I couldn't answer. Not now. Outside, her footsteps retreated. Then the car engine started, a hollow, final sound. I sat there in the dark, surrounded by the ghosts of our life, wondering when I stopped seeing the cracks that had been spreading all along.